When I see rust falling from aluminum, perhaps steel or even metal, silver or copper, should I repaint it or should I call a builder to redo it? The people that put the work ethic into the building will say, well, I rebuilt that. I know exactly how it's made, where everything is. I put my heart and soul into it. I guess that's where the passion comes from. See, sometimes I guess if people say you're narcissistic, that's why they say you may lack passion, and they're looking for it to be genuine. Um, Positive energy can be hard to find when, like I've said, you're an intellect. It's stressful understanding that concept of inbreeding, understanding that I grew up and have the people in my life I'm closely related to, had sexual intercourse with me. And I realized that naturally that my identification as a female, my female identity, there's really a stigma that comes with it. And to be honest with you, like I've said in one of my previous videos, I've got to do lots more research, and feminism is all I have to have hope and to cope. So with all that being said, what do you do when there are women that are actually submissive? And what I mean actually submissive is that they have kids and things of that nature. I guess people were considerate with me. Like, I have a family and this, that, and the third. I got through some change in me, and I guess perhaps either he was a construction worker, or he was a customer, or he was a friend of somebody that I grew up around. Perhaps that's why people are mad, because they have less fortunate situations and they want to prove to people that they're a muscle. There are people that have probably been cut, shot at, and things of that nature because of simply owning something, claiming something, having access to something that perhaps others cannot attain. I get mad every time I work out simply because of a male's ego. It's natural for them. Are they really being egotistical, or did the shit just happen natural for them? I'm going to say two and number one. Because at the end of the day, I may sit here and realize that some of these people really had natural emotions and it happened for them naturally. But I have to understand that these people are accomplished too. I sleep on the floor and pretend to be on an island for a detox. So eventually, that's where I'm going to go at some point. I watch godmothers, aunties, uncles stress, have strokes, seizures, heart attacks, perhaps convulsions, droopy eyes, put in a lot of work ethic. You have to appreciate it and understand it, don't devalue it. So what you do, you drink a lot of coconut water and you run run to work every day, because that's all it is. When you're an intellect, you know what it is. I've smoked some tobacco for random people that I don't know that do it. I mean, I know people that smoke that that are seemingly happy, but some people are actually, you know, going through it, and that's the reason why I've done it. So now it's time to hydrate myself and move forward. Now, as far as me not having a male in my life and understanding the dynamic of heterosexuality, what they want me to do is respect it. So me being an outcast, Sade Simone Morgan. A lot of people in my life have families. I would have to fight. I'm like, if I get fired from a job, or if I'm not, the person that's doing an everyday job or something to that effect, to give happiness to people, then I'm gonna bring happiness to myself. You know, I'm saying I'm pretty much have to resort to feminism, and I pretty much realized that with intellect, it does come, you have to be passionate about it. You know, when you're learning, you start becoming judgmental. You start developing your own perception, your own way of thinking. So people will judge you. I don't take for granted the fast food, because growing up, there has been, I was just thinking about, like, man, I want me some, what you call them? Some oxtails. Man, I know people that work in Jamaican restaurants. I know my grandma, I know my mama that can cook the hell out of some oxtails. You know what I'm saying? And it be good as hell. You don't even want no side, no fixing, as we say down here in the South, or just in a general sense. Get you a fixing. So, yeah, coconut water is what I need. I'm about to grow my hair out like a damn roster and keep it moving in life. But yeah, I pay attention to random things. I'll be on YouTube watching videos of men have the time of their life, thinking, man, they live in a neighborhood probably up the street from a McDonald's in Florida or in Arizona or in, New Hampshire, and they just having the time of their life, and all of a sudden, some magical happened, and they were able to have creative energy and spawn a song out of it. I actually value this. You know what I'm saying? I love the essence of just everyday life. That's how these videos are. I've been watching people like Knucklehead, people like, you know what I'm saying? But, I haven't even listened to some of these women MCs that's, it's natural, right? We put men on a pedestal, they're here, and I just really realized that I really have to, fold really, and know the role that I play. You know, to be honest with you, a lot of people study things, and I see a lot of land out here, and I'm like, believe it or not, you have to value people for their qualifications, for actually knowing how to do things. YouTube ain't it. When I get me a laptop, it's time to do research. Not actually the library and things of that nature. Your local library can have some history about the area in which you live in, and you just really have to know your stuff. Some people get lucky. Families link up and you're able to get jobs or whatever the case. I appreciate this opportunity here at this McDonald's. I had my first bad experience. A customer threw change at me. He looked mad. And, it's kind of hard for me. I think this is cute in a way. It's hard for me to be receptive of the fact that men are actually have sensitivity. When I see a man get mad, it doesn't make sense to me. But that's because I feel inferior to them. And, if I see him again, I think that's why I couldn't take offense to it, because I really am jealous of these creatures, these Homo sapiens. I really am. I'm like, I don't think y'all know how much game y'all got. Some of them already knew. Some of them already were put up on game. You see what I'm saying? So, with that being said, man, I would love to be a man just in general. I wouldn't even have to be masculine, but all I can do is be a butch, right? Or a stud. That word is really an identity created out of trying to be intellectual. When I think of stud, I think of horse stable, and I guess you are a horse locked in. Really don't make sense to me, but yeah, man. When women work out and do masculine things, it's called being a butch. I never really, you know, try to put too much thought in anything I do because of the idea, the concept, the feeling of stress. I looked up the word love in one of my previous videos. I called it a concept for a reverse psychological detox because, there are people that are in agreement with the fact that it is a feeling that happens, between you and a noun, basically, another person. It happens in relations to just this world in general. You love something. You love the sky. You love the ground. You know, love is, some people say love is an action word. Love is a feeling. It's a desire. So, with all that being said, man, I love my job at McDonald's. But at the same time, thinking about the paradigms of who built it and all that stuff, that's the reason why I doubt myself. I guess that's where they say being disdainful comes in, because I built the building, but you work for me, so you better make sure money is coming in. So what I'm gonna need to do is build me a building and realize that at the end of the day, if some of these people put a lot of work ethic into it, doing push-ups and stuff, that ain't gonna do nothing for me. It's women construction workers and stuff too. And at the end of the day, I have to realize that these people really are gonna be disdainful also, I guess, So at the end of the day, if they take pride, they take pride, Some days are better than others. Gonna generate, people are gonna value, in the future, their families, generational wealth. Look at this person working on a grill. They're related to this store has been here for some odd years. These are the families that work there. So yeah, man. Shout out to Jamaica. Shout out to white people. Shout out to Hispanic people. Let's all come together.